Good evening. This is Leidy reporting to you live on behalf of the Rhetorical Process broadcast. Today's biggest story is the current divide in our country over whether or not performing Patricia Smith's 34, if you are not African American, is a form of blackface. Here's more from the students at the University of Pittsburgh.
Blackface can be defined as the makeup used by a non-black performer playing a black role. Given that Patricia Smith is an African American woman, it is utterly offensive for non-African Americans to perform this.
Stop right there. The term blackface doesn't even apply to the situation since we don't know the race of the role that we're playing.
The role being played in this very respectful, epididic poem varies throughout the poem as you play the role of one of the 34 victims of many races of the St. Rita's nursing home tragedy, not that of Patricia Smith.
Performing Patricia Smith's 34, if you are not African American, is not a form of blackface due to the intention of Smith writing this poem as to give voice to those who lost theirs, her use of prosopopoeia and her use of apostrophe.
Good. What's prosopopoeia?
According to sentence 8.6, prosopopoeia is the trope of giving voice to a voiceless body.
Good.
Yes, Smith asks herself, what would these residents have said?
Each stanza acts as the voice of one of the 34 deceased victims, who Smith resuscitates for a few seconds as each stanza is performed.
Anyone who wants to honor these victims should be able to perform it. According to your argument that it's blackface, the victims' own families shouldn't be allowed to fully enjoy this piece of art and remembrance.
I didn't think of that. And what's apostrophe?
8.4 states that apostrophe involves a direct address of absent, dead, or inanimate being by a first-person speaker. Apostrophe is a form of ventriloquism through which a speaker throws a voice, life, and human fork into an addressee, turning its silence into mute responsiveness.
A powerful example of apostrophe in this poem is found in stanza 11. It states, "Daughter, son, I am wide aloud craving something shaped like you."
Smith isn't craving her own kids. She's an acrobat and ventriloquist on stage, morphing into the 11th victim who calls out to his or her children who aren't there as they inhale their last breath.
The speaker loses all sense of self to become an entirely different character through a performance of body and voice.
I can't believe I didn't see it this way. It's a disgrace not to perform this work. It's a disgrace not to honor these victims and not to honor Patricia Smith's pure talent. If we limit those who can perform this poem, we're taking away from the potential of giving back voices to those who lost theirs.
And there you have it, folks. Performing Patricia Smith's 34, if you are not African American, is not considered a form of blackface because the orator is not performing a black role. Patricia Smith wanted to allow readers to step into the shoes of other characters, as evidenced by her usage of prosopopoeia and apostrophe. But now, what do you think? It's time for you to decide. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next time.